What's up, fellow Drops fans? We've got an Olympia, El Salvador natural Gesha coming to you today from us and Olympia Coffee to you. Let's get into it. What's up, fellow Drops fans? My name is Haley. I'm your local resident Q grader and usually your solo brew guide. But today, I have a special guest with me and I'm super, super excited to welcome her. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Of course.
Give a little intro as to what brings you here today, as to who you are for our fellow Drops fans.
Yes, my name is Anna. I am our Director of People at Fellow, and I am blessed to be here with Haley today, solely because I lost a wager, but we're excited we're here. We're excited and we're here.
So just want to backtrack a little bit. I did win the wager.
Yes.
Thank you.
Haley won the wager.
Thank you.
Hence, I am here, but I am also happy to be here.
I was saying we should make wagers more often because this is great.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
We absolutely need to.
Sweet. I'm glad we're aligned there.
Yes.
Fellow Drops fans, we have a very, very special video for you today. I'm going to walk us through brewing step by step. So we're going to break out the typical brew guide video a little bit more. And we are brewing a natural Gesha variety, right? Like how often do we get Geshas through Fellow Drops? Super rare varietal, super stoked. It's a really, really clean natural. Before I get into why this coffee is super cool and before we get into brewing, I'm gonna break out the recipe for you guys. So I'm using 22 grams, wait, that's wrong.
22.5 grams.
Thank you. Thank you, Anna. That's right. I'm using 22.5 grams in to 350 grams out. So that's going to be our yield or our final brew weight. You want to bloom 50 grams for about 40 seconds. You'll break bloom, pour up to 150 grams, then swirl 5 times. Ish. It's not an exact science.
Swirl 5 times. Copy.
Grab this wonderful double-walled Stag X dripper, so it's not going to be hot to the touch, which is great, as you know, but as maybe our fellow Drops fans don't know.
Correct.
So you grab your Stag X dripper, give like 5 gentle swirls, and then wait for it to drain just a little bit more before pouring up to 250 grams. And then you wait for it to drain. You can add a little agitation here if you so choose. But I've been sort of waiting for the last pour where I pour up to 350 grams, wait for the water to drain just a little bit, and then give 5 to 10, again, gentle swirls. And then you're done. And then that's
easy peasy.
And then you have coffee that is delicious and a great time. We're brewing at 205 degrees, and we're also brewing at I ground at a 4.2 on Ode with SSP MERS, which is about a 3.2 on Ode Gen 2. For all other grind setting conversions for Opus or Gen 1 Ode, head over to our brew guide blog post for those. So, you ready to do it?
Let's get started.
Let's go. Let's brew some coffee. This is what we're here for. Brewing coffee, vibing.
Great vibes, great times.
Talking to all y'all.
Yes.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
So the first pour is what our bloom, right? We're gonna let those gases that are in the coffee get activated by water and release. Blooming helps, right, delineate. It promotes delineation of flavors in the final brew. If you didn't let your coffee bloom, you wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't be as not as soluble, but it wouldn't be as easy to pull out those flavors. It would come out flatter. Right, in flavor. So we're gonna bloom. You're gonna want to hit 50 grams on your Tally Pro scale. Just casual.
Insert plug.
Plug here. We are Fellow, and we do have like the sweetest scale.
We do.
It's great.
We do.
But yeah, so you're gonna want to hit 50 grams. We're gonna make sure to get all of the grounds soaking evenly, the whole 9. And we're gonna wait 40 seconds. So
after we hit the 50 grams.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we're gonna start our timer actually right as we start brewing. So what I like to do is I'll hit the start, and then we'll go ahead and do some concentric circle pouring up to about 50 grams. Oh, nice. And if you go a little bit over, like I'm at 52 right now. Not a huge deal. You just don't want to go
50.8.
What? Sorry, did you hear anything? There must be
just let it be known.
A passing by, like a ghost passing by or something. No, we'll let it be known. You won that wager. We should have wagered something.
We should have.
All right, keep an eye on your time. You're gonna break and pour in concentric circles, kind of moving in and out and back in to 150 grams.
So you go out and then back in.
Yep. So
what's the reasoning for that?
You want to get everything, like all points of the ground, soaking evenly. The way that I imagine it, the way that I imagine it is like a snail shell. So it kind of like does that, right?
Okay.
And that helps me keep on track. Essentially, if you're doing that and you're like in constant motion, speaking of constant motion, now is a good time for us to grab the dripper and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give a little swirl. And now it's already time for our next pour.
Wow.
Look at us go. So
and we're going to when?
250.
250.
Yep. And so basically if you were to pour, some techniques require pouring in just the center. Some techniques require like spiral pouring. I tend to default to this sort of spiral pour as a standard technique before I just for any coffee that I am going into experiencing, because it promotes like an even level of extraction. But like I said, some coffees, especially like in my experience at least, really soluble coffees, so coffees that don't need a lot of extra motion to like agitate the grounds to pull stuff out, sometimes a center pour is super beneficial. That, not to get super nerdy with it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I love it.
Let's go up to 350. And then that's it. Well, actually that's not it. We're gonna swirl. And then
we
that's
gotta swirl again. 5 to 10 times. I went.
Yep. I would like to.
Hey, I got perfectly 250 last time though. You didn't see that part.
You've won the wager, but we continue the wager.
We should have made another wager.
We should have made another wager. If you guys have a wager for us, let us know in the comments.
Let us know.
This is a dangerous game. Maybe we shouldn't have opened that up. We'll see. It could be
fun.
fun.
It could be
great. You guys are creative. I feel like you got a lot of good suggestions. So, all right. Once it's drained, that we're not going to spill over when we swirl. You can pick up and swirl. I give it 5 to 10 times this time, just to get everything
moving.
Since it's a medium fine grind setting, I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. Medium fine. Find your coffee here, fellow drops. Great. Since
insert another plug.
Woo! I feel like this is also the third time I've gone woo, because I'm just so excited you're here. It's great.
I'm so happy to be here.
But yeah, so since it's a medium fine grind setting, especially I want to make sure that there are no like air pockets going on in the bed of grounds. I want to make sure that everything's flowing nice and not efficiently. That's not the word. Evenly. Thank you. I just efficiently sounded right. I said it, was not right at all. Here we are.
That's why you have me here.
This is why I have you here. Absolutely. Sweet, and that's all there is to it.
Wow.
How did that feel?
Amazing.
Sweet. You heard it here first, folks. Pour over coffee. Amazing. Love it. As always, it is easy to order from Fellow Drops. All you have to do is text us back the number of bags you would like, 1, 2, 5, a million. We are not here to judge. We're here to supply.
Supply and support.
Supply, support, love it. If you don't want coffee this week, don't text us back. We won't charge you or send you unnecessary coffee. We will just text you next week with another delicious curated selection. thank you for joining us here today. And Anna, thank you again.
Oh my gosh.
Thank
you so much for having me. This was so fun.
Amazing. And I will see you next week with the next Brew Guide video, folks. If you want to stick around to watch us taste some coffee, feel free. Because we are about to... Let's go. I'm dripping coffee everywhere. So I've given you a tiny little cup so that we can just pour a little bit in, let it cool down naturally but quickly. And so this serves two purposes. Don't burn the tongue, because that's like the worst.
Oh,
it's the worst.
I can't have a burnt mouth all day.
Oh my God. And especially when you get like super stoked about what you're about to try, and then it immediately just, the stoke goes out the window. Cheers.
Cheers.
I like to give it a couple little turns to cool down even more, just because, you know, again, in the spirit of not burning the mouth. All right. What do you think?
Wow. I love it.
Is it a vibe? Is it a vibe and a half?
It's two vibes.
See, that's what I thought about this
coffee. Double vibe.
I really wanted to write that in the brew guide too, but they won't let me write a vibe and a half in the brew guide.
What about double vibes? Who do I gotta call?
We're making it happen. Vibe and a half. But see what I was saying earlier about that sort of like that like slight heaviness through the middle a little bit. It's like a texture thing.
But very fruity, has a nice punch, if you will.
I will. I absolutely will. Punchy, that like, it's not super heavy, but it still has that like, that texture to it that really is indicative of Gesha varietal. I feel like I get appley.
A little appley. It's velvety.
Yes.
It's velvety, which is nice.
Yeah.
Especially for the holidays, you know?
Who doesn't want to share this with their folks that they have over and like really impress the people around you with some like wonderful coffee from Olympia, you know?
From Fellow Drops.
From Fellow Drops.
Another plug.
Olympia and then Fellow Drops, we're like the handshake emoji, you know? Like this. Exactly. Exactly. And that's also probably the thumbnail of the video. Oh, I love it.
Stunning. Great. Yep. We love that.
Yep. Well, I think we're going to go drink probably all of this coffee. So enjoy the rest of your holiday, folks. However you observe or however you hang out, enjoy this coffee.
Yes. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, y'all.